Hey everybody, thanks a lot for joining me for this video. Still kind of in my dressed up mode right now. Got my suit on, just got off work, but I really wanted to pass along this review to you on the new e.l.f. 100 eyeshadow palette. So what you're getting here, excuse my chipped off nails, but you're getting 100 different colors basically in one palette. The palette has, like you could see, you know, this kind of clear see-through top, and you get a mirror in the top that is actually kind of nice, kind of decent sized. And you also get a couple of sponge tip applicators with it. I just kind of took them out because I wasn't sure how well they would stay and I didn't want them falling down into the shadows. But this is an interesting palette, and I realized it right off the bat once I took it out of the packaging and I looked at it and I said, they're not all one finish. There's some matte, there's some like kind of satiny, like kind of, you know, just a tiny bit of sheen, but not much shimmer. There are some really pearly shimmery shades, and there are some shades that are just definitely metallic, and there are some that have a little bit of glitter in them too. So there's a nice big variety that you're getting in one palette, and I'm trying to show you here. I'm just trying to give you that sense of how they are as you look at this palette. You're getting some that are, you know, real bright and really shimmery, and some that aren't. And you've got kind of a neutral side to it as well. And you get the same variations there, you know, some with sparkle, some with shimmer, some that are matte. You start thinking about like the 88 palettes, you know, you got the 88 matte, the 88 shimmer, and when you open them up, you get all one kind. So this is very convenient in that you're getting 100 shades and they are varying finishes. So that definitely was like a thumbs up from me on that. And I think I still have a swatch on that thumb. With the matte colors, there are not a lot of really colorful matte shades, but for example, there were a lot of like lighter mattes and some brown mattes, but there were fewer colorful matte shades, and I kind of felt like the pigmentation on them was not that great. They're still usable and there still are some good ones. I'll show you a picture here. I mean, there's actually a really nice red shade here. The black, however, was just kind of average. I wouldn't really rely on that as, you know, my only black in my collection. I was able to use it, for example, in the look today to get some nice contrast, but for like a rich carbon black smoky eye, I don't know that that would work for you. Moving on to the shimmery shades. There are some really pretty light shimmery shades in this palette. Kind of looking over here, you can get a sense of some of those. And then over on the other side here, kind of in the neutral zone, there are some really nice ones. There's actually a really surprising color it looks yellow, and then you get a little swatch of it, and it's like kind of a goldeny cream. It's just so unusual and interesting. So I love palettes that have those few surprising shades here and there. That light gold is really great. There's a light pink that is gorgeous, and I think you'll tend to gravitate toward that quite a bit, but it is kind of powdery. Like your brush will hit it, and you know how it's kind of like it wasn't packed in very much. Like you're getting a lot of kind of almost a little bit of a chalky powder. Not that it's anything you can't work with, and not that it doesn't look pretty once you get it on and applied the way you want it, but I mean, that's just a tendency a few of these shades had for me. Green and blue shimmers, there are some nice, like, pretty much metallic shades, like really, really shimmery to the point where it just looks like the light just really bounces off of it like it's a metal, and those are really great. There are some brighter shades with sort of a satiny finish. There's that really bright blue in here. It's actually a blue that I have on a little bit in this look today. But that's right here, and it's like it's not out and out sparkly, but it just has that little hint of sheen, and I mean, sometimes that shade is not going to necessarily come off quite as well. So it's like you get out there with these real shimmery shades and they seem to be kind of creamy and nice, and then some shades that just have a little shimmer that aren't quite as good. Same holds true for the pinks and purples. There are some great light and medium, highly shimmery shades that are just beautiful. Rosy shades, pink shades, purples, they're really nice. The medium shimmer, kind of once again a little bit chalky. There's a really pretty cranberry shade in this that I like a lot, and that I will probably kind of gravitate toward quite a bit. Then in with the darker shimmer shades and into the smoky shades. Take a look at this side of this palette right here. When you're looking at this far side from about there on over, I almost feel like I'm looking at a little cross section of like the 88 warm palette there. I mean, there are some nice shades, and this was the one category when I kind of broke it up where I was really satisfied with a lot of the deeper shimmery shades, the taupes, the browns. I mean, there are some actually really well done, pretty shades that, you know, your brush doesn't hit them and then they fly everywhere. I mean, they're just well formulated and go on really nicely. There are shades that just almost feel just a little bit creamy, and I love that. In terms of getting a smoky eye out of that last column where you've got white to gray to charcoal to black, I like pretty much all those shades, but once you start getting down into those blacks, you've got a matte black and a black with sparkle. And I mean, they will give you some darkness, they will give you some contrast, but I mean, I would take this palette and then have one good black that you can use with it, so you can get ultra rich dark black contrast with some of these lighter shades that are really great. So like a matte carbon, or you know, any other black that you really like. NYX has some good ones too. You know, just something that you can kind of supplement this palette with and really pull off some good contrast with the look. Hopefully now you have a better idea of what this palette is all about. Again, it's not all one finish. You get a nice variety. Am I glad I bought this? Absolutely I am, because I'm going to experiment with this actually for the entire week. I'm going to put the look I have on today on my daily booth page, along with a new look every day is my goal this week. I say that because I'm like, I hope I can pull that off, but a different look every day using this palette just to show the versatility, because I'm excited to have this. Even though, you know, do I love every shade in this, and are you going to love every shade in this palette? Probably not. You know, you're going to run into those hit and miss shades, but are there some fantastic ones, and do I love being able to have them all together, one palette, mattes, shimmers, the whole bit? I think that's really nice too. Overall, it's fun, and for $10 you're getting 100 different shades. And I mean, think about it this way: are you in kind of a makeup rut? I mean, are you sort of like reaching for the same palette all the time? Are you reaching for the same colors all the time? This is a good way to experiment. And I mean, the other day I did a pink and purple eye, and I just really was, you know, kind of amazed at how good it was. Find it at Target. You can find it online at eyeslipsface.com. There's also a smaller version of this. If you think 100 is going to overwhelm me, I want something a little less, you know, you can do that too. But I'm very pleased with this. I'm very impressed with e.l.f. for coming out with something like this. Thank you so much for tuning in for this video. I hope you are able to kind of piece together what I said and sort of form an opinion for yourself possibly on that. I mean, it's not the dream palette. I can't say I love everything in it, but I do love most of it, and I'm definitely going to have fun experimenting. So thanks a lot for watching, guys, and have a great day.